Welcome back, everybody, to the Fantasy Hockey Hacks YouTube channel. I'm Devin Davidson, your host. With me, as always, Bruce Gunther. What's happening, Bruce?
Oh, we're here getting ready for another game tonight.
Your microphone's still on your desk?
My microphone hasn't fallen off my desk yet. It tried to earlier. But.
Yeah, try to make its escape. That's okay. We are a proud member of the Hockey Podcast Network and, of course, the official podcast of Left Wing Lock, your number one source for fantasy hockey intelligence. Like you said, Bruce, today we're going to cover the Eastern Conference Final, game number 5 against the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Rangers. No recap. Obviously no hockey last night, so I guess for anyone that's new, we had been broadcasting or streaming live throughout each weekday, but we got some technical difficulties here. Hold on a second, Bruce. Let's see. Give me a second here. Sorry, folks.
We need John or Tyler here to sing. Oh, and now we've lost Devin's audio entirely.
It was just muted.
There we go. Okay.
Are we okay there? Am I still?
Yeah, I think it's good. Okay.
Well, we'll roll with it, I guess. If it's a little off today, I guess so be it. Hopefully, it's not. But it's been a fun bit of trial and error. Hey, Bruce.
Oh, absolutely.
The past few weeks.
My microphone didn't want to work earlier, so now
So of course mine is crackling and being kind of weird. So
yeah,
whatever. It is what it is. I guess there's not much I can do about it. So we're gonna just do this. I guess on game days, we'll do game day previews. We're not going to cover every day now, since this is going to be every second day. So we'll go with that. We'll go today, and then I guess we won't be back again until sometime next week.
Yeah, depending on how quickly or how long the series goes for, there'll be a few gaps in the be a few days in between.
All right. Well, we might as well kick it off then. Hopefully, I haven't bored people to death in the first couple of minutes here. So here we go. Game 5 preview. So we got Tampa Bay on the money line, minus 130. We've got New York plus 110 at home, which I find interesting, Bruce, and we'll talk about here in a second. But you know, the Rangers have been very, very good at home, and I know the Rangers probably should be the underdogs in this game, but they've been great. So looking at the numbers through 4 games, Tampa has actually had the better possession metrics. So if we look at, they've got a 55 Corsi for percentage. They've outshot the Rangers 116 to 93, 5-on-5. They've outchanced them 120 to 83. That's just about a 60 scoring chance for percentage through 4 games. And
it's a pretty good margin.
Yeah, and not surprising, Bruce. Igor Shesterkin has stood on his head and kept the Rangers in it. And the Bolts are actually being outscored 8-6, 5-on-5 through 4 games in this series.
Yeah, that's not really too much of a surprise, right? I guess maybe it is,
but I mean, you look at it and nothing new here. Like, we knew the Rangers were going to rely on Shesterkin and their power play, and it's been pretty much just that. I mean, the fact that they're leading by 2 goals 5-on-5 is a bit of a surprise, I guess. But some notes here for the Rangers. So both Strome and Chytil are questionable for Game 5. I haven't heard anything else yet, Bruce. I'm not sure if you have on your end, but that was the last thing I had heard.
Yeah, that's what I had heard too.
Okay. New York at home. They're 8-1, 38 goals for. They're scoring at a rate of 4.22 goals for per game, Bruce, at home.
That's a nice clip for a home record.
That's a nice clip for sure. It is. Plus 18 goal differential. They're 31% of the power play, which is 5th. 84.6% of the PK, which is 8th. Shesterkin in this series, he's 2-2 with a 2.54 goals against average and a 934 save percentage. But at home, he's even better, Bruce. 8-1, 2.04 goals against average, a 948 save percentage. So you can't really get much better than what Shesterkin's given you so far.
No, and they're gonna need that tonight, because if Tampa plays tonight the way they played the other night at home, it's gonna be ugly for the Rangers.
Yeah. Yes, it will. Scoring leaders for the Rangers, Mika Zibanejad with 5 points and 3 goals, Chris Kreider with 5 points and 2 goals, and Artemi Panarin with 5 points and 2 goals. Moving on to Tampa Bay here. Braden Point has been ruled out for Game 5. We're not really sure when he's going to get back in. He hasn't played since Game 7 of the first round. They've made out okay without him, though, eh?
They seem to be doing okay.
Tampa Bay on the road this postseason, they're 4-4 with 20 goals for, just a 2.50 goals for per game. A -4 goal differential, 28% of the power play, and just under 91% on the penalty kill, which is third. Vasilevsky in this series, 3.03 goals against average, a .906 save percentage, and a negative 0.65 goals saved above expected. On the road, he really struggles, Bruce, in this series. In 2 games, he's got an 0-2 record, 4.60 goals against average, and an .855 save percentage. And a negative 2.96 goals saved above expected.
Yeah, that was that's not a Vasilevsky-esque number, but
those are Mike Smith numbers.
Yeah, you take a look at the way the first 2 games were played, and you take a look at the way the last 2 games were played. The first 2 games basically went right into the Rangers' favor. They played with pace and speed, and that's something that Tampa generally doesn't do. And then you look in the Game 3. You kind of see a switch taking place. So you see Rangers started out fast, but as the game progressed, Tampa was able to slow it down and do more what Tampa needs to do to make them successful. And you look at Game 4. Well, Game 4 was all Tampa. There was no Rangers. It was all Tampa.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens here in Game 5, whether the Rangers can come back and impose some will back on Tampa, or are they just going to get steamrolled and move on to visit Colorado? Tonight will be an interesting game to see who can come out and get the start they want, whether it's going to be the Rangers at home or whether Tampa can achieve that on the road.
So for me, I wanted to mention this too before we move on, but Vasilevsky, just talking about his numbers, Bruce, 2-0 at home, 1.50 goals against average, and a .954 save percentage. So those are more the numbers you expect from Vasilevsky. And
yeah.
So just when I was looking at that, for me, just given how they've been playing at home, I'm going to go with the Rangers plus 110 on the money line. I like those odds. I like what we've seen from them. The only caveat for me is going to be, do they have Filipino and do they have Ryan Strome?
Yeah, because if they've lost both those guys, that's going to hurt a lot.
Yeah, their center depth becomes very, very thin at that point, so that's concerning.
Basically, Zibanejad's playing on 3 lines.
Yeah, and Barclay Goodrow, and so I don't know what they do if they don't have those 2 guys playing. I suspect we'll see at least one of those guys. I mean, it sounds like they were hopeful, but no official word that I've seen.
It sounded like after the game they were saying that Hagel was just kept out for precautionary measures and that most likely he would be available for tonight's game.
Yeah. So there you go. I'm going with the Rangers, like I said. Bruce, for you, we didn't talk about this before. I assumed you were going with Tampa.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going with Tampa. Definitely.
All right. And minus 1.5 on the puck line at plus 200. That's pretty damn good odds. So I would have no hesitation going there either. Yeah. I just, like I said, if you look at the numbers, I don't like Vasilevsky on the road, and I don't like the team overall on the road compared to at home. So, but that can always change, right? I mean, we saw that turn around pretty quick for Carolina in Game 7. So,
yep, sure did.
All right. To date, I am 48 for 80 at 60%. Bruce, you are 52.5%. Let's talk about some prop bets, starting with our shot props. I'm going to go with Steven Stamkos over 3.5 shots on goal at plus 135. 18 shots on goal right now, Bruce, in this series. He's averaging 4.5 shots on goal. 27 shot attempts. So he's just under 7 shot attempts per game for Steven Stamkos.
That's a few shots.
That's a few shots. So I think over 3.5, I'm pretty confident in that one. You could also get Nikita Kucherov at plus 125 if you're more confident in Nikita Kucherov at over 3.5 shots on goal. So keep that in mind.
Firing it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think in this game they're going to come out and they're going to try to put together a better effort on the road, but
yeah,
we'll see what happens there. Artemi Panarin over 2.5 shots on goal at plus 125. He's averaging 2.75 shots on goal in this series, 21 shot attempts, so just over 5 shot attempts per game. So I like his odds there. Goal props. I'm actually taking a couple big swings here today, Bruce. So I'm going Frank Vatrano for an anytime goal at plus 310. I like Vatrano because he's playing on that top line. He's playing right wing one with Zibanejad and Kreider. They've been good. They've been good at home, like I said. They're going to get last change, and he's fourth on the team in individual scoring chances for with 10. Fourth on the team in goals per 60 at 1.11, and fifth on the team in individual expected goals for. So some good things there from Vatrano. I think there's a real possibility he pots one tonight, and at plus 310, you got to like those odds. The other guy here is Anthony Cirelli for an anytime goal at plus 360. He's got just 3 assists in this series, no goals, but he is second on the team in individual scoring chances for at 17. Third on the team in shots on goal with 13, so just over 3 shots on goal per game. And he's fourth in shot attempts at 23, so just under 6 shot attempts per game. So I think tonight maybe he changes his fortunes a little bit and manages to score one on the road.
Be a good time to start doing it, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right, DFS picks for tonight. So at center, I like Mika Zibanejad. He's just been phenomenal throughout the entire playoffs. In this series, he's averaging just under 19 fantasy points per game. Frank Vatrano for the reasons I just mentioned. Adam Fox, he's been the leading goal scorer, I think, for among all defensemen, right, Bruce, in this playoffs. Mm-hmm. So we like him. Igor Shesterkin, obviously I'm just going with the Rangers pick tonight, so I like him at home. He's been phenomenal there. He's averaging just under 21 points, fantasy points per game in the Eastern Conference Final. And then Andre Palat has been very good for Tampa. I like him as a utility option, although he's a little bit pricey at $7,000. And then my showdown lineup, Zibanejad is my captain, Fox, Panarin, Kucherov, Palat, and I just went with a value pick in Hagel. I believe he's playing left wing 2 now, last I saw. So again, that was from the Left Wing Lock app, and I haven't checked it this afternoon, but last I checked, he was playing in the top 6, so nothing wrong with that.
And then, my picks here. So I still have Zibanejad playing at center. He's by definitely the best center between the 2 teams right now, with Braden Point being out. Nikita Kucherov at wing, well, because we've seen what Nikita Kucherov is able to do in the playoffs and what he's done here in the past few games. So spending up on him. Adam Fox for what just mentioned here previous. Vasilevsky, because I still have hope in Vasilevsky, so I'm taking him tonight. I think he'll be. We'll see who the busier of the 2 goalies is, but I got some confidence there in Vasilevsky's going to pull it out here. And then I also have Palat as a utility player for tonight because he's been putting up some nice points here recently as well. So for my showdown lineup, I've got Zibanejad as captain, Kucherov, Stamkos, Palat, Hagel. I'm expecting him to play tonight, and Corey Perry to round it all out.
You never go wrong picking Corey Perry. Just ask John.
Exactly.
All right, and that does it for today's live stream. I'm just trying to... No, okay, I can't do that. So that does it for today. Bruce, you managed to do it in under 14 minutes. Apologies for some of the technical difficulties we had earlier on here, but that's just the way it works sometimes. If you haven't listened to our podcast, be sure to check it out. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcast. We just released a new episode yesterday, Bruce.
We sure did.
Lots of fun banter and hockey talk regarding the Edmonton Oilers, regarding Mike Smith, regarding Evander Kane, Sportsnet, all that kind of good stuff. So be sure to check it out. You can also watch the video on our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter at FHHacks, on Instagram at Fantasy Hockey Hacks. Check out our website, fantasyhockeyhacks.com. And we will see you guys again for our Game 6 preview for the Eastern Conference Final.
Sounds good. We'll see you then.
All right. Take care.
Bye.